Just then, ladies and gentlemen, we heard the Piper's song by Gypsy and the Cat. They've also got a new release, Time to Wander. And Gypsy and the Cat consist of Xavier and Lionel. And lucky enough today on VOX FM, I've got Lionel on the line. Good afternoon, Lionel.
How are you going, Dave?
Yeah, very good. Look, thanks for joining us today. Just first up, Time to Wander, your latest release. Tell us a little bit about that.
I guess we wrote it was the last song we wrote. I think it might have been July last year, just before Xavier went to India. So it's a song about going on a journey. So yeah, it was the last song we wrote, and I guess it was the first song that was released. So yeah, it was one of those things. We're a four-piece live. So our live show, we've got a drummer and a bass player that joins us, and I guess it's just an interpretation of the record. So it won't be exactly like how it's been produced in the studio, but we do our best to translate it live.
How long have you been playing live together?
Not long, actually. We put together a band in England, which is where we're based, probably March, and we did a couple of shows there. Our first ever show would have been in July sometime. And then we came to Australia and did a handful of shows and have kind of stayed on since. So I guess all up now would probably be up to our maybe 18th show. Yeah.
What was it like for your first show? I was just thinking as you said that.
Yeah, we were really nervous, I guess, because you just never know, and it was just such a brand new thing, and we didn't know what to really expect. Although we had it, well rehearsed, it's always different, when you're playing in front of an audience and sort of feeling comfortable on stage. So it's taken a bit of time to feel comfortable on stage, but now I guess we're getting there ever so slowly.
Do you just feel it evolves in that time? You said 18 performances, and do you just get more comfortable, and
yes,
it's more absolutely. The real you?
Yeah, absolutely. And now it seems quite a quick thing. I guess we're feeling a lot more comfortable now, even though we're still really new to the live thing. I know that Xavier's feeling a lot more comfortable on stage, and I certainly am.
And what do you see the advantage of being based in England?
Well, we're signed there, so it sort of made sense for us to go over there and do the whole label thing there and build our team up from there. And I guess there's a lot, the music scene over there is a lot bigger than in Australia, but there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah, you've got so much more scope, haven't you, as you said, but you're away from family and friends, I suppose.
That's right, yeah.
And watching, you're Melbourne boys, by the way, aren't you?
Yes, yeah.
So well, at least you get to watch the second grand final this weekend.
Well, not really, because we're playing at Park Life.
Oh, no. You'll have to record it.
Yeah, well, we play just before the match, and I think they said that they've got screens at the My Music Bowl with the match there, so we'll probably go and have a gander after we play. But thankfully, we're not playing the same time that it's on. I feel sorry for the person who's performing after us.
Yeah, because the Victorians do love their football, don't they?
That's it, they love it.
Hey, Lionel, how would you describe your style of music? Because I've hopped on YouTube and watched a lot of your songs, and I have to say they're very catchy tunes. I didn't know much about Gypsy and the Cat prior. How would you describe your music style?
Gee, it's a tough question. A lot of people always ask what genre is it and what does it fall under, and I guess you could justify any sort of genre really, except maybe sort of those. I mean, you couldn't say it's death metal or anything, but it's definitely a form of pop. You could say it's electronic, soft rock, pop, chill wave, dream wave. There's a lot of different labels you could throw on it.
Yeah, I think that's why it's attractive in that way, because it's got a little bit of all of those elements that you just mentioned.
As I said before, yeah, you could literally slap a label on it and say, oh yeah, I could hear a bit of that in it. I guess because we reference so many different artists from different genres, that all sort of fell into the sounds.
Well, I had a look, and it was Fleetwood Mac, Simon and Garfunkel, Michael Jackson, Police, Queen, and this is what you call them, I love this one, Lionel, heritage pop acts. Yeah. And that's before I read that Bach was an influence as well.
Bach's definitely an influence. Lots of classical music.
Okay, that's really surprising to hear that.
I grew up playing classical music, so I guess if it wasn't for that, then we probably would never have been able to write anything.
Is that to do with structure or melody, or what sort of influence do you think?
Definitely melody, and I mean, not so much structure, although, lots of early classical music is structured like a song, even though, lots of people don't really hear it, but definitely melodically. If it wasn't for, composers like Bach and a lot of the stuff that I grew up listening to them playing, then yeah, we wouldn't have probably half the melodies on the record.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking with Lionel from Gypsy and the Cat. They've got a new release out, Time to Wander. Lionel, I also read both yourself and Xavier worked as DJs in Melbourne, and you had a mutual love. I suppose you have to have a mutual love of something to get together as a band of French disco.
Yeah.
Is this what brought you guys together?
Yes, kind of, yeah. I mean, we were friends before we started writing together, but that definitely drew us into the studio together and start writing, because that's what we initially attempted writing. Not very well.
I like your honesty. I don't think your fans would hold that opinion, but...
Oh, you should hear some of the stuff. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Can I hunt that down on YouTube?
No, because none of it was ever put out.
Smart boys. Do you think it just clicks? We're talking about yourself and Xavier collaborating. Is it trial and error with people collaborating? You've got your Lennon McCartneys, etc., and your Jagger and Richards. Did it just click with you guys?
Yeah, it was quite an easy thing. There was not really many hiccups or anything. Lots of the ideas which just bounced off each other, and quite a smooth process. Just worked.
Overseas, as we said earlier, you're based over there in England, and it gives you that sort of scope of the European market. How is the European market reacting to Gypsy and the Cat? It's
all very positive, but it's still very new. Australia is a lot far in front than in Europe. Although, I mean, every day we always get a message or two from someone in some European country saying that they like the music, but it's still very, very fresh over there, because we don't actually have a single out yet in the UK officially. We've got one that was released on an indie label. Actually, it was Time to Wander that was released on an indie label over there. But in terms of the major label thing, we haven't released properly our single yet over there. Still all in the works.
Would you say there's any other artists over in Europe who compare, like in a similar style to yourself, the type of music that you and Xavier put out?
I think we're still on our own over there as well. Probably more so, actually, because I think there's a stronger indie rock scene in England, and also a very strong, I don't know what you'd say, but it's kind of like a urban pop, hip-hop sort of thing over there at the moment. So there's not a lot of acts like ourselves doing what we're doing.
What do you guys got planned for the next 12 months? Are you going to conquer America, get on the David Letterman show, 50 million people viewing?
There's a few things in the pipes, but we're definitely going to be hitting America next year as well. We're just playing a lot, and we'll also start writing the second album as well. Yeah, there's lots of things happening. We've got Big Day Out in January.
All right, so all fans, put that one in your diary. Big Day Out. Gypsy and the Cat will be playing in January as well. Yeah. I'm speaking with Lionel from Gypsy and the Cat. They've got a new release out, Time to Wander. Lionel, before I wrap it up, a message for your fans.
Yeah, we just want it out there, and we want as many people as possible to get it and have a listen to it. And I guarantee there's a song there that everyone will like, or you might not like all the songs, but there might be one song on the record that might do it for you. So,
and that's a very accurate statement, Lionel, because of all the different musical influences. And I found that myself. I was listening to your songs and went, wow, I found this little bit in this song, and I like this song, and one more than the other. But I really like the Piper song that I played earlier.
Yeah, it's funny that everyone's got a different favourite. I'm hoping that on the record that someone will find their song.
Yeah, I think without doubt, mate. Thanks so much for joining us today on VOX FM.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
And all the best in the future for yourself and Xavier and Gypsy and the Cat.
Thanks, Dave. Cheers.
All right, see you, Lionel.
All right, bye.